Hello, amazing followers of Australia Aludu. Welcome to this week's Immigration Hour. Like every Wednesday, we are back. Me and Saurabh Smar from Global Vision Migration. We are back with another exciting Immigration Hour in which we're going to talk about any updates with regards to the new financial year. Those of you who are excited about the new financial year and are looking forward, for positive changes about immigration around this financial year, you can post down your questions and Saurabh will be more than happy to answer your questions. So, like this is a 45-minute session. It runs from 8 to 8:45, and you can post down your questions as comments, and I will be reading them out for Saurabh to answer them. And this will be a generic session where Saurabh only gives general answers. If you do want to get in touch with Saurabh Smart from Global Vision Migration, you can contact him through the following numbers. He's available both on WhatsApp and on call on these numbers. And you can also go on to their website, gvn.com.au, and then you can book a consultation with them using the coupon code AUSALLUDU, AUSALLUDU, and you get a 25% off the consultation fee. So, without any further ado, let me just quickly welcome Saurabh and let's get on with the art. Hi, Saurabh. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking, Ashu. And yes, we are back again, like every Wednesday. So today, we'll be discussing some new changes, especially, with the new financial year coming up and what to expect in the coming this financial year for migration, specifically for permanent visas. If you are actually aiming to apply for permanent visas, such as F class 189, 190, even you are planning to apply for 491 visa. So this webinar might be beneficial for you. Because we'll be discussing what are the new strategies. As we can see, there has been some news, some hot topics that has actually been recently came into the market, by the different media outlets, um, regarding skilled migration. So that's very important. We will be touching base on all these topics as well. Also, we'll be talking about the 485 replacement stream. As a lot of people, a lot of our Australia followers are actually currently in the boat. They are not sure whether they are actually eligible, if they are trying to apply for themselves. Um, People think they are eligible, they might not be eligible. And so we're going to be talking about bit about that as well, about the pitfalls and how we can assist those people as well in this kind of scenario. And as you all know, that this is a very 45 minutes, it's like only 30 minutes left now. So it's a very short session. So make sure you do, we want to keep it as interactive as possible. So whoever you are, wherever you are watching it from, make sure you do tag your friends, and just say hi, I'm watching it from Perth, I'm watching it from Sydney. So at least we want to keep it as interactive as possible rather than just a TV show where we just talk and then you guys listen or you post a comment. Feel free to, if you want to ask any particular anonymous question, you don't want to post it up there, you can send a WhatsApp message to the mobile number below, which is 0430081804, and I can certainly can see if we can respond to that anonymously, without taking anyone's personal identity, etc. So yes, without wasting time, we can dig in and then discuss all these new options that might be coming in your way in this financial year.
So, thank you so much for that, Saurabh. Let's get back to our ritual wherein we share some positive news every week of
Mhm.
any visas that got approved or anything of that sort. What happened in the last 1 week?
Sure. As you all know, that last week was actually kind of a financial year changeover. So the department was quite busy in updating their IMI account, all those portals and everything. So it has been a little slow week for us in terms of visa grants. However, we have only received around 5 to 6 visa grants, but that also for visitor visas from India. Some of them are actually for parents, some of them are for a young couple, and there is one from USA. There was an Indian citizen in USA, so they wanted to come to Australia, so we got them a visitor visa as well. So And what we are hoping is that, now the financial year has started, department has settled down, etc. So hopefully there's going to be more grants coming through and more visa grants, coming through from different department from the government. And then, as you all know, that there's going to be a invitation round is going to happen soon as well, 189 round. So we're going to touch base on that as well. We'll talk about those details too. And in particular, if anyone have any update themselves, like, hi Saurabh, I got to know about this, I got to know about that from someone, feel free to post that as well as a comment, and we can see, whether that is actually legitimate or not, whether that's true, or it's always good to share your knowledge and information, in the community.
Okay. So, Saurabh, firstly, congratulations on receiving those visas amidst, the financial year end and all that. Congrats for you and your team. And also, many of our followers are basically asking us these questions that, and even you at some point told me that now because of the replacement visa, people can be on TR for like 5 years. How is that
Hmm.
possible?
Yes, that's true. Not even 5 years. Some people can be in Australia for more than 5, 6 years.
Wow.
So there are people who have actually got a TR until September. And what does it mean for them is, that they are actually, they might be eligible based on the fact that if they have been outside Australia on 485 visa, or if they've applied for that visa, and they have been outside from Feb 2020 till 14th of December 21, even for a single day, because the borders actually shut down on 23rd of March. That means that a lot of people do went overseas on their 485 visa in early 2020. So that means that if they have been outside even for a day or a short period of time, or a week or so, as long as they managed to come back and they were on a 485 visa, so those people can actually now be eligible for a replacement stream. And if those people got their masters on 2 year masters, if they got 2 years of TR at that point, those people might now be able to get 3 year temporary residency. So that means that they already had 2 years before, which and then they was given a replacement stream 9 months, and then after the September they will be on a bridging visa while waiting for the new 485 to arrive. Might take another 3 to 6 months, and then once they get it, they will get another 3 years. So that means the 3 years plus 6 months plus 9 months, so 4.5 years plus 2 years, so around 6.5 years of their, the stay in Australia. So that's a
That's
plenty of time, and that's what I want to tell people is, if you are in this kind of position where you are eligible for such a long visa, etc., do not just waste it. Okay, consider it as another golden opportunity, given to you. Not many people have this option available. At least its option is available to you. That means that you can certainly be able to look for different options. Maybe you can actually be able to apply for permanent residency. Maybe the course that you did wasn't in the list anymore. Maybe if you studied accountancy and you don't have work experience, you can gain some experience. Maybe now is the time where you can study something, do a job ready program, become a different trade person, and then be eligible to apply for PR in different pathway. If you're an IT person and you not managed to get your skill assessment or professional year done because your TR was about to expire, maybe now is the time where you can actually be able to apply for professional year as well, and then get a skill assessment. So what I'm trying to say is that this is going to be a very crucial period. People are going to get 3 years of temporary residency, and people who are getting right now waiting for their TR as well. This is a very important time. You can actually, if you have studied masters in IT, engineering, etc., do not just look for that option. When you're applying for Australian permanent residency, if you're aiming for that, make sure you do look for multiple options. One option as an IT based on your masters. Maybe you can do a trade course, and don't just do any trade course like commercial cookery, motor mechanic, etc. Do the course that's going to help you get permanent residency. Do a welding course, do a metal fabrication course. So those kind of courses there are, which are actually, um, they are very niche. Not many people do those, and the job is actually in high demand in that particular sector as well. So that means that, and then obviously if there is a high demand and then there is less supply, that means that you might be able to get invitation at lower points as well. That is another advantage to a lot of people, if you are into this kind of situation, that you can look into those part and then be eligible to apply for permanent residency.
So, Sarah, while you were telling this, I have actually there was this scenario wherein there was a couple who were on their TR, and then their partner went to overseas and then got stuck for say 20 months, 22 months. But
Mm-hmm.
then the co-partner who had 485 visa was still in Australia. So would they get any extension with this regard? See, one of the
Um,
partners, yeah.
okay, so if someone previously received a 485 visa and then the partner were not able to come to Australia,
No, partner
um,
came here and then went back.
and sorry, can you tell me once again? I missed out.
So there was so when you can actually get your partner on a subsequent 485 visa, right? Once you get
Mm-hmm.
married. So that way, if a person has got their partner on a subsequent 485 visa, and then
I
so
think
before
her
March
internet
2020,
is.
and
I think your internet was bad, and then we couldn't hear anything at all.
okay, so I'll repeat. So if a person has got their partner on a subsequent 485 visa, and then the partner has
Mm-hmm.
come to Australia, visited them, lived here for like a couple of months, and then went back to overseas for, say, they thought it was going to be for short, but then they went and got stuck there, and then they were only able
Mm-hmm.
to come back in last December. So in such
Mm-hmm.
cases, would the couple be still able to apply for the replacement visa?
Um, in that case, that particular partner, if they have received themselves,
Yeah,
if they have got an automatic extension in February, then the department probably would consider their application. But if that secondary applicant hasn't received any automatic extension in February, then certainly they won't be eligible just on their own, because the primary applicant is already here.
yeah.
So that's the thing as well. And currently, as a lot of people, if you are trying to apply for that replacement stream, and obviously there is an error coming up in the 𝐕𝐸 account as well. So the department is still looking into it. They are not, they are actually still trying to see what exactly the issue is. So what I'm trying to say is that there are still some things that department need to rectify when it comes to replacement stream. So request you all to just wait and watch and then see, how we go about getting things sorted. And so that's exactly. So do not rush into it. Wait a little bit for the time being. In the next week or so, once the new financial year settings and everything settle down, then only we should look into then try to lodge your application, because you do all have visas till September anyway.
So this again. So is this not applicable for people who went on a student visa and are on TR right now? Is this still applicable for them? No.
Um, so people who are on TR, who are eligible for replacements, they were given automatic extensions or automatic TR up till 9 months.
Right.
So that means that if someone comes to Australia now and then they are eligible to apply for a new TR, um, and then they can get up to next 3 years. But people who are already on 485, they were not stuck overseas. They didn't meet the criteria for replacement stream. So there is no options for them, unfortunately.
Right. So guys, I hope this is clear for all of you. Saurabh, shall we quickly get into the questions?
Yes.
So, first question is from Sukhen. So he's asking, what do you think in Victoria? Are they going to remove the target sector in this financial year?
I think Victoria might not remove the target sector criteria. The reason being is it actually worked really well for Victoria. In the last financial year, they actually managed to get good quality candidates, and if it's working for them and if it's not broken, then I don't think it requires to be fixed. So, and what I'm hoping is that they might add more target sectors and more trade sectors as well. So for people such as, motor mechanics and other trade workers, welders, fabrication workers, etc., could be eligible to apply for their permanent residency or 491 visa. So I'm hoping Victoria should add more target sectors as well. Even construction was not a target sector in the last financial year,
Yeah.
and now the construction industries, it's almost trying to, almost close to being collapsed or something due to the a lot of building companies currently going bankrupt, etc. So this could be a factor where construction might be added into the target sector as well. So what we can do is currently, as you know, Victoria, we are waiting from Victorian government to publish their details about the new financial year. So does we are also waiting from New South Wales government as well to provide their checklist, the occupation list, what occupations will be available and how we can actually be able to apply for 190 or 491. So we would just have to hope that they do add most of the occupations that were left out in the last financial year. And 189 is back on track as well. So that is another advantage for us. So let's hope and see, some positive news from all the states in this financial year.
Hope that answers your questions, 𝐿𝐥𝐸𝐻𝑒n. Thank you so much for commenting today. Next up, we have Aksa Khan. So she's asking, hi, both of you. I received S57 Natural Justice 55 days ago. I replied for the very next day. The issue was of one of my educational qualification. After that, my college and I replied to the department. When can I expect the visa, offshore student visa? No news for more than 50 days.
Yes. So natural justice letter is actually the letter that's sent to the visa applicants as a last resort before the department choose to refuse their visa. They want to give them a last option to explain themselves if they have found any adverse information. And then the department can take longer than usual as well in the cases like this, because they do have to verify all the information that you have supplied. They would need to go back to the educational institute and then do some verification checks, etc. And then, it has been more than 50 days, and it can take up to 120 days as well. However, you just have to make sure that you have supplied all the right information. And then once the department do get back to you, then only you would know exactly if they need any more information, make sure other requirements of your visa application have been met. Then it's just a waiting game for you then.
Hope that answers your question, Aksa. If you want to discuss about this in detail, you can always contact Saurabh on the below numbers. He's available on WhatsApp on the number that's displayed below. Thank you so much for contacting Australia today. Next up, we have Nikhil. He's asking, what are the chances of getting an invite this financial year for engineering technologist with 90 points? I've lost EOI 18 months ago, still haven't heard anything. And also, what are the chances of getting an invite for 491 family stream in Victoria?
So when it comes to engineering technologists, as you know, every professional engineer always manage to get a skill assessment as an engineering technologist. So I would suggest you that there are so many engineering technologists invitations already in the system with 90 points. And I would suggest you to try to see if you can boost the score or look for different options as well. Even though you are aiming for 491 family sponsor as well, then also I would suggest you to look for different options if possible, like maybe get a different, maybe do a short course to change your occupation if it's possible for you. And then you might have a better opportunity, because engineering technologies is a pro rata occupation as well. And then because it falls in that particular group. So chances of getting an invite in this financial year with 90 points, I don't know if you're talking about which visa subclass you're talking about. 189, kind of low, But what I would say, a 491 family stream, maybe at 90 points. But if you have 90 points of your own plus 15 from the family member, 105 in total, then the chances are quite high. But if you have 90 points of your own, 491 family stream under engineering technology is going to be a little tough. So I suggest you look for different options as well. You lodged your EY 18 months ago and still haven't heard anything. So I would suggest you that now maybe it's the time to move on with different visa subclass, different options, etc.
Hope that answers your question, Nikhil. Thank you so much for commenting tonight. Next, we have Pradipti. So she's asking, what is the scope for 190 NSW waiting on 90 plus 5 civil engineering and PT is expiring in 5 months?
Civil engineering is a good occupation with that 90 plus 5 points. I would suggest, you should be able to get a good outcome from the department, from New South Wales specifically, if they because we have clients who have received invitation at 90 plus 5 points as well from New South Wales. And I'm not too sure how old was your EOI, etc., because those things do matter. And your PT is expiring in 5 months. So I would suggest you to book your PT exam as soon as possible. And then certainly, you might be in a better position if you do get invitation, but your PT has expired. Then certainly you might not be able to claim, be able to apply for your visa subclass because PT has already expired. So these things are very important. Make sure your skill assessments, PT score, and all the necessary documentation are actually valid documentation. They are not expired. And yeah, so 90 plus 5 points is a good points. I'm hoping that people, at that point should easily be able to get it. People have received invitation in the last few weeks, so just wait and watch.
Thank you so much for commenting, Pradipti. I hope that answers your question. Next, we have Sachin. So he's asking, what are the chances for a 222 financial investment advisor to get invitation with 85 points under 491?
Under this occupation, which is short-term occupation, not many states would accept this particular occupation. States such as South Australia might accept it, but they would require. So the thing is, South Australia hasn't published their requirements for the new financial year. So we don't exactly know what the requirements going to be, whether they will be open for offshore or not. And I'm hoping that all the states are going to open for offshore people as well, because now the borders are open. Same with Victoria as well, because I'm hoping that they are not accepting any offshore application because people who are employed can apply. But what about the people who are overseas? That's very important. If people are overseas, then we certainly be able to apply for them. So yeah, so that's the thing.
Hope that answers your question, Sachin. Thank you so much for commenting tonight. Next, we have Chalani. So she's asking, do you process offshore student visas?
Yes, we do. We did actually. If you are from Sri Lanka, we did receive a Sri Lankan student visa lately, and that's actually for someone to come here and study Masters of Social Work at Federation University. They did have a gap of 2 years, and then we managed to get them a visa as well.
Hope that answers your question, Chalani. You can contact Saurabh using the below numbers, or you can directly book a consultation from their website as well. Thank you so much for commenting. So, and Chalani is also asking, do you think that 482 medium-term visa holders would be able to apply for 186 direct entry from 1st of July as per the new arrangements announced for 482 short-term visa holders?
482 medium-term holders, they always have the option of applying for PR under 186 TRTS or direct entry. If you are actually under 186 eligible for direct entry as well, you don't even have to wait to finish 3 years on your 482 visa. As long as you have 3 years full-time experience at a skill level, you certainly can be able to apply for 186 visa as well under direct entry. Yes, I hope it answers your question, Chalani.
Next, we have Veera. He's asking, what is the processing time for Western Australia 190 ICT project manager?
So the currently processing time, if you're looking for nomination, Western Australia government, they're really quick. They usually take up to 12, less than, I would say, 4 to 12 weeks to get the outcome for the state nomination. But if you are asking about the visa application, currently the department is actually really quick in processing those 190 visa applications. We have seen grants coming in like 2 months, 3 months, 30 days, 28 days, etc. So, as long as you have provided all the necessary and relevant documentation, you should be able to get your outcome really quick.
Hope that answers your question, Veera. Thank you so much for commenting tonight. Next, we have Asu. So he's asking, hi, I have applied for my student visa subclass 500 on June 15th, waiting for my approval, and my university opens on July 18th. What are the chances that I can go within the time?
So if you're overseas and you're waiting to get your visa grant, and your university starts accepting, you have to go to university on 18th. I would suggest you make sure your application is all ready, and you can actually contact the department as well, requesting them to finalize your visa so that you can come here and attend your university. That's exactly what we did for one of our Sri Lankan clients recently, and the department was actually they were quite proactive in that scenario, and then they accepted our request, and the case was actually finalized, and then the visa was granted to the applicant, and then they managed to come to Australia to start their studies in Pradesh University.
That's great. So hope that answered your question, Asu. Thank you so much for coming in today. Next, we have Rohit. He's asking, hi, what are the chances for 491 family sponsorship under ICT Security Specialist, Victoria, with total of 90 points?
491 family sponsor does not have to, doesn't actually matter with what state you are living, as long as your sponsor is living in regional area of Australia, designated area of Australia. So you, as an applicant, can be living anywhere until your visa has been granted, but your sponsor must be in the designated area of Australia. And 90 points are actually quite good points for ICT security specialist because it's a non-pro rata occupation, quite high prone of getting invitations under this particular occupation. And say, for example, if you are certainly, applying, waiting to get in, I would say if you have 90 points, there must be, it's a total of 90 points. That means that's 15 points from your family member as well, and 75 points of your own. With 75 points, I would suggest you try to increase your score, maybe try to get 8 each, maybe might get extra 10 points, 100 points, and see if you can do naughty as well. Then you can get an extra 5 points there. So look for options where you can actually boost your score, and that's the best advice I can give you right now. There's a lot of people at 90 points, I can tell you right now, waiting for an invitation under 491 family sponsor. So you need to think outside the box. Sometimes maybe increase your score, or maybe change your options, maybe change your occupation, maybe look for different options if you are aiming for 491.
Hope that answered your question, Rohit. Thank you so much for commenting tonight. Next, we have Bhanutheja. So he's asking, I have been outside Australia only for 14 days from 29th November 2021 till 15th December. Between 1st Feb 2020 to December 15, 2021, am I eligible for replacement visa 485?
So there's a lot of factors in place, when it comes to this particular answering these questions. We will need to see exactly, what particular visa that person was. If they want to apply for, this replacement stream, then they must have hold a temporary graduate visa as a main holder, or and then they were granted a visa before 15th of December 21, and the visa was actually active, after Feb, during the period it was actually active as well. And if you were outside, the Australia, from first of Feb 2020 till 14th of December 21, you can certainly be able to apply for replacement stream. That's what I'll say. There's a lot of questions, underlying questions, in that needs to be answered. So I would suggest you if you can actually send us a message or email us on info@gvm.com.au, and our team will be able to assess your criteria. They would assess your eligibility to see whether you are actually eligible or not. Another thing that we can do is we are working on a small portal on our website where people will be able to see exactly, whether they are actually eligible for 485 graduate stream. So we are working on it, and hopefully we'll get that sorted soon.
Hope that answered your question, Vanateja. So you can contact Saurabh's team using by texting on the below numbers or by sending an email, like he said, at info@gvm.com.au. Thank you so much for posting a question tonight. Next, we have Amar. So he's asking, I'm currently from offshore with 85 points. Can I expect 189 invitation this year? I have launched my EOI last year in June 21, and I'm still waiting for my invitation. I stand on 85 points. Can we expect 189 invitations this year for ICT occupation?
So as I said, the time will tell absolutely. Once we'll get to know exactly what occupation people are receiving invitation, whether the federal government would start inviting people as well. Um, so in this month itself, in July 2022, that is when we will, the federal government would start inviting people. Normally, they used to do invitation rounds around 10th or 11th of every month. However, during the COVID period, they pushed that till the end of this month. So let's hope in the next 4 5 days during this weekend they might do some invitation round for 189 and 491 family sponsored. If that's not the case, then we certainly would have to wait until end of this month to see exactly what the requirements going to be, and whether the people are actually receiving invitations, whether it's IT occupations or it's different occupations, etc.
Hope that answers your question, Amar. Thank you so much for commenting tonight. Next, we have Sisindri. So she's saying, I applied for a student visa on 15th of April, and her college starts on 18th of July. And what are the chances of getting a visa?
Look, it all comes down to your visa application, like how you have actually prepared your visa application. And I think you have applied for yes, so student visa. You applied for your student visa.
That's
Um, yes, and it has been since April. And then if you are overseas, um, there's a lot of factors comes in place as well. GT strong requirements, and your documents must be verified. There's a lot of factors in place when you apply for a visa, and also like whereabouts you are. That matters a lot. So what I would suggest you is in your particular scenario, just wait and watch, and then we certainly be able to get an outcome. Once you do get an outcome, make sure you do notify us during our live webinars that, hi Saurabh, I watched a webinar last week and I have received my visa as well. We are happy for a lot of people, who do share good news with us. Um, and also, we have one more question, Ashu. Someone actually messaged on our WhatsApp as well.
yeah.
Um, so, so what they want to know is, I'm reading through the question. It's a bit of a long question. Okay, so someone studied masters in cybersecurity, and then they are actually currently working. They got a job as a hardware technician, which is not closer to what they have studied, but it falls under ICT support engineer, which is a short-term STSL occupation. However, they actually want to know whether ICT support engineer is actually available in Western Australia. So we can certainly look into that for them as well. So ICT support engineer is unfortunately not available in WA if you are not a WA graduate. But ICT security specialist is actually available in Western Australia. That means that based on your master's in cybersecurity, you certainly can be able to apply for your 491 or 190 as well. And if you do get accepted by Western Australia, you would be given 28 days to obtain a job offer. So once you get a job offer, then you apply for you apply for the nomination, and then the Western Australia team do take around 4 to 6 weeks to process your application. They verify your job offers, etc. And once it gets accepted, that's it. Then your nomination gets approved. You get the invitation to apply for the visa. I hope it answers your question.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for that. So Saurabh, what is your take on this financial year with regards to states then? How do you think it's gonna be?
So I'm hoping that every state has received higher number of nomination places. There's going to be a very good financial year for a lot of people. So I'm just hoping that most of the states should publish all their criteria and then start accepting applications for this financial year as well. So I would say that we just have to wait and watch to see exactly what the new requirements going to be by all the states. And as soon as the new requirements will be out, we would be we will be making a video publishing the details for a lot of our followers and viewers as well, so that they can know exactly what the new financial year has stored for them.
So, guys, for more updates with regards to immigration, you can follow Global Vision Migration on their Facebook page, on Instagram, and on TikTok as well. And you would get updates as and when they are released. So, if you have any questions that you would like to ask them, there will be this webinar happening every Wednesday between 8 and 8:45, and you can post down your questions, and Saurabh will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And this was such a lovely session, Saurabh. Thank you so much for taking out the time to do this. We all are excited to wait and see the next session, and we are hoping
Perfect.
that remaining states release their notifications as soon as possible and their requirements. And then most of us are really excited to get on with our applications as well.
Perfect. No worries at all.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining our session, and make sure you enjoy your evening.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for this session. See you next week. Bye bye.